Hey, what's going on guys, it's Tom here, back today with another video, and today I'm bringing you my Black Ops 2 multiplayer trailer breakdown analysis. I thought I'd kind of give it a few hours, take in what I've seen in the trailer and just try and give you guys a breakdown where I actually cover everything. I didn't want to rush it, didn't want to just repost the trailer and then do it with that, so I'm just going to be showing you stills from the trailer and giving you as good a breakdown as I possibly can. I'm going to be breaking down stuff more and more in depth over the next month or so. It's going to be so much to break down in terms of weapons, kill streaks, perks, that kind of thing. So this is just going to be a kind of overview, but it's going to be covering most of the key points. So first image I've got right here is the kind of shows a lot of things. The first thing is the new creator class system. I kind of named this the creator class 3.0 one of my videos about a month ago when I kind of leaked how this was actually going to be going. So you can see right here, you have the kind of standard things. You have a primary weapon, you have attachments, you have a secondary attachment, have three different kind of perk tiers. You have a lethal kind of grenade and a special grenade, and you can actually fill these in kind of many different ways, and we're going to see that throughout the trailer. So this right here is a pretty standard one. You got a primary with one attachment, a secondary with one attachment, three perks, one from each tier, and then a lethal and two special grenades. So we're actually going to see more of those kind of combinations as the trailer goes on. Now, one other thing to point out, or a couple of other things to point out, this gun is actually called the M8A1 now, and I actually made an amendment to the title of the video where I actually covered this gun in my weapon series. It was originally thought to be called the XM8, but it's going to be appearing in the game as the M8A1. One other thing you're going to see next to it is it says select fire, and this right now is in burst mode, and it looks like we may have the option to go between kind of burst mode, semi-automatic and fully automatic. And this is going to be really interesting. It's going to really change the dynamic. It means that you can kind of customize your guns and make it fit your playstyle, so really interested in that. The next thing we have right here, this is a new type of special equipment, and this is kind of a stun grenade. It looks like it's got a little dagger there that's going to actually make it dig into the ground, and it's actually going to have the effect of kind of slowing down the enemy. It looks like it's going to blind them. You can see the effect it has on the enemy right here. We're not 100% what it looks like from the enemy's point of view, but it looks like he's kind of blinded there. May actually kind of cloud your vision or something like that. Right, so now moving on, we have a new gun. This is the PDW57. I'm actually going to be covering this in more depth in a weapon series. Over the next month, I said I'm going to be covering lots more things. So one thing that I want to point out is it actually says after it MMS, and I think that this might actually be the type of scope we're seeing right here. And you can see it's a kind of very square scope, and it's actually a scope that lets you see through walls. And we actually thought this was only going to be available with the sniper rifle. We saw in the single player trailer that with the Storm PSR you could actually see through walls. You can see just to the right there, just in the reticle, you can actually see someone about to come around the corner. So it looks like you're going to actually be able to see people coming through corners, coming around corners, going through objects when you're actually using this scope and you're aimed down sight. And the next thing, I'm just going to freeze this frame right here. This is probably the most epic single clip from the trailer. Probably the one that most people have been waiting for, and that is the fact that the dolphin dive is returning. If you guys are looking forward to that, let me know in the comments below. The dolphin dive was so loved in Black Ops. It was really sorely missed in Modern Warfare 3, and I'm really glad it's going to be coming back. Moving on, we're going to be going back to that scope, and here you can actually see the scope, the effect that it has when you actually look through smoke, and you kind of see an outline of the person. So it looks like this scope is really going to help you with visibility in terms of when you're stunned or flashed, definitely through smoke, and also we've seen through objects. Right, I'm just going to stop right here, and again we actually have another kind of a loadout. And this right here is with an LMG. This actually got two primary attachments. You're only running with two perks. You've got one perk in the blue tier and one perk in the green tier, and that's something that we haven't really seen before. You're sacrificing a third perk that's going to be in the third tier slot for another attachment on the primary weapon. So that's just something interesting. It means you can really mix and match, and again we're going to see more of this throughout the trailer. Next thing I noticed right here was actually the 15th prestige emblem from Black Ops, and I'm pretty confused about this, or maybe it's just a placeholder, maybe they just got it wrong, maybe it's not there, maybe it's not supposed to be there, so maybe that's it, but maybe it might be coming back, but we'll actually see that probably in the coming months. Here we see another loadout. Here we can actually see that you can actually get two perks in the same slot. You're actually restricted to a maximum of 6 perks. You can only actually have a maximum of 2 perks from tier 1, 2 from tier 2, and 2 from tier 3. One thing that we're not actually kind of clear about, and I don't think that anyone is actually clear about, is what the thing is actually at the bottom. You can see here in the bottom left, there's a kind of guy there, and we're not actually sure what that means. So if you've got any thoughts on that, let me know in the comments below. Next we have what we initially thought was going to be called the quad rotor. It's going to be called the Dragonfire, and then also you can see in the bottom right there the Chicom CQB. It's actually a weapon that I covered in my Black Ops 2 weapon series. That's definitely going to be coming to the game in multiplayer. And here you can see what it actually looks like when you're in the Dragonfire. It is actually going to be a kill streak. It looks pretty cool. It did actually look quite easy to take down though within the trailer. Next, this is another strange one. This is actually the AN94 again, another gun that I've covered, and this looks like a very strange new scope, and it's quite a big scope, very tunnel vision, but it looks like you can actually see people they've got kind of red diamonds, and it looks like you're almost in a sentry gun. You know, the kind of automated sentry gun on the manual sentry gun that we see in Modern Warfare 3. So that's pretty strange, and it looks like this scope might be pretty powerful, I don't know. And one other thing that actually goes hand in hand with this is actually using the riot shield. So you can actually use the riot shield, and you can actually now place the riot shield in the ground and shoot through this little window right here. So that's going to open up to a lot more playing styles. We'll actually have to see how balanced that can be, because typically if someone has a riot shield, it's not a problem because they don't have a gun. But this year it's going to be really tough because, you know, they're going to have a riot shield, and they're also going to have a primary weapon. One thing I just want to point out here as well is that if you look on the right, it looks like you can see the level 55, it's the commander rank, so it looks like level 55 is going to be the max rank. Pretty sure that was what it was in COD 4, and I know everyone was a big fan of COD 4. The max level in Black Ops was actually level 50, so it looks like a little bit of an improvement. We're not currently sure about how many prestige levels there's going to be. There were 15 in Black Ops, so maybe there's going to be a little bit more, maybe it'll be the same. Making it level 55 will mean it will probably be a little bit of a longer slog to hit max prestige. Here we have a confirmation that the Claw, the Cognitive Land Assault Weapon, is actually going to be coming as a kill streak. It's not actually called that in the game, it's actually called the AGR. So that's going to be pretty powerful. It looks pretty powerful, just to see how it plays out within the game. And here we probably have the most interesting perk loadout, the kind of most interesting creator class. It's actually gone with 6 perks. You know, you can see there's got 2 from the top tier, 2 from tier 2 and 2 from tier 3. This is the kind of only use me blade class. They're saying they're mostly use me blade, and this is really interesting. You know, sacrificing a primary weapon to get more perks, it's just great. It really leads to so many more playing styles. There's going to be lots of more playing styles in this game. I'm really looking forward to this aspect of the game. It looks like they've done a great job, and hopefully it's just going to be quite well balanced. One thing from later on this clip that I just want to point out as well is that if you see on the bottom right, he's actually got the combat knife as a weapon, and it looks like you're going to actually have to equip the knife to use it. I don't know if that's actually going to be a kind of default. We can actually just press the right analog stick and actually kind of knife people, kind of panic knife. So hopefully it's going to be like this. You have to withdraw the knife, and then that may actually spell the end to panic knifing. Next thing we have right here is the fact that the Tomahawk is going to be back. It was probably a really big, another fan favourite from Black Ops, so really glad that's going to be coming back. I know there's going to be a lot of people going for cross-map Tomahawks the day the game comes out. Next we have the first bolt action sniper rifle that we've seen, and this is actually the DSR 50. I actually covered this last year in one of the guns that I actually wanted to come to Modern Warfare 3, so really glad that it's actually coming to this game this year. One thing that I actually did notice that you can see here from the loadout at the top, looks like there's going to be a kind of Warlord perk, because you can see he's actually got the DSR, which is sniper rifle, which is going to be a primary, and as his secondary he actually has another sniper, which is the Ballista, which we're actually going to see in a few moments time. That's also a sniper rifle. He's got in the kind of secondary weapon slot, so it looks like there's going to be a Warlord kind of perk that's going to actually allow you to have 2 primary weapons. And talking to the Ballista, you can actually see that you can have a sniper rifle without the sniper scope, and this kind of brings you back to the days of World at War, and I really love some of them guns. You know, the Kar 98, absolute favourite of mine. You see here he's actually kind of got a triple there, DJ Vaughn with a quad feed. I'm really looking forward to kind of using these sniper rifles without the scope. You know, I just thought it was just so much fun. It looked really cool, so definitely looking forward to that. And again, this is going to be one of the guns I'm going to be covering in the next month or so. Next we have what looks like a C4. I don't actually see where it says C4 anywhere, but just assuming it's going to be C4 or some kind of explosive like that is coming back this year. Next we have kill streaks. This is a very strange kill streak. It looks like there's so many of these flying through the air, and one of them kind of then kamikazes down, and it kind of acts like a predator missile and takes out a guy. Now, finally, the last thing I'm going to be covering, this is actually the last thing we saw in the trailer, and this is pretty big. You know, normally the last thing in the trailer is quite big. I think this is going to be one of them. This is a multi-team deathmatch. It's actually one team versus another team versus another team, so it's going to be 3 different teams all kind of fighting against each other. This is going to be mainly for competitive play, but it might actually be in the kind of public playlist as well, so this is one thing I'm going to be really looking forward to. I think Treyarch kind of pushing the boundaries. I think they're going to be bringing lots of new game modes this year. Also, we've got game modes within zombies, you know, TDM within zombies. It's going to be absolutely insane. I'm really looking forward to getting more information about it. There's going to be more information coming from Gamescom. That's going to be next Wednesday, where they're going to be revealing more information. So I'm going to be kind of covering some stuff during the week, and then really hitting Gamescom hard next week, giving you guys all the information. So that's about it for the trailer. I tried to cover as much as I could. Let me know if I missed anything. Let me know if you guys actually saw anything that I didn't. Hopefully I covered everything and kind of answered all your questions. So guys, just want to say a big thanks for watching. If you're still here and you enjoyed the video, be sure to drop a like. It really helps me out, really appreciate it. Apart from that, check out some of my previous videos, got a couple of those on screen right now, and I'll catch you guys with another video very soon.